And let me bring in the guests who are joining us now. Sanjay Hegde, Senior Advocate of the Supreme Court, joins us. We have Neerja Chaudhary, Senior Journalist and Political Analyst. And two politicians, Adil Singh Boparai and R.P. Singh. Let's first put this in context in terms of the political fight which is playing out. R.P. Singh, starting with you. The Congress says that the senior leadership of the BJP and the government must apologize for what has been persistent and a consistent political vendetta and misuse of agencies which has been done against Sonia and Rahul Gandhi.
Maria, first let's understand the background of the case. Case started on a private complaint launched in January 2013 by Mr. Subramaniam Swamy in the court, not by the police or not by the ED or not by any other agency of the government. And the case was proceeding in the court. And what did the court said recently and about their going about the relief they have got? Court said that this case is not a political vendetta, because if it was so, then court could have quashed it like Bhajanlal judgment case. It never quashed the case. Only thing is, there's a technical thing which has happened. It's a procedural technical thing. The case is still on. This is one PMLA case. There's other case which is of the cheating under 420 and other acts of the Constitution. The case is still on in that also. They are not
maintainable.
And they are still on bail.
Isn't that enough vindication of what the Congress has been saying? That the plea is not maintainable is what the court has said. Isn't that what the Congress says?
Maria, in that case, okay, Maria, in that case, court should have quashed the case. They should have said, they should have thrown the case in the dustbin and said, no, we should not proceed with the case. Court didn't say so. They are still out on bail.
Okay.
What
is what you're saying, it has not been done. This is essentially a temporary or an interim relief. Okay. So it's a technical issue, Adil Singh Boparai. Not much of a relief. Or should I say interim relief only?
Maria, I have great respect for R.P. Singh ji, but I pity him today because he's defending the indefensible. The complaint has been dismissed. I repeat, the complaint has been dismissed. An ED complaint is akin to a charge sheet which has been dismissed by a competent court. Now, please understand how the PMLA functions. The PMLA functions, the ED can register an ECIR if there is a predicate scheduled offence. In this case, the special judge has said that there is no predicate FIR. If there was no predicate FIR, the ED had no authority or jurisdiction to register an ECIR and consequentially file a complaint. So therefore, my first submission, the actions of the ED were sheer vendetta. This was nothing but a witch hunt to harass the Congress leadership. Point number one. Point number two, much is said about this EOW FIR. This belated EOW FIR after 10 years, after we put forth before the special court that the ED in the first place does not have jurisdiction, is again an act of vendetta. And the Congress party at an appropriate time and stage will exercise its legal remedies. Number three, which is the political point. I think the BJP and more importantly, the Prime Minister and the Home Minister must understand that this politics of vendetta will take them nowhere. We are extremely grateful to the court. It is a vindication. It is a vindication that a witch hunt was launched against the Congress leadership, and we have emerged victorious. We have emerged victorious because the court in the very first place said, let alone going into the merits of the allegations, the court said that
let me also bring in Sanjay Hegde, because he understands the legalese perhaps better than most on this panel. So Sanjay Hegde, let's understand it from the legal point of view. Is this interim relief, as the BJP says, or should it be seen as, the court also sending a message to investigating agencies that there is a great degree of bias in which the investigations have been conducted so far? And my third question also to you, sir, would be that does it set a precedent?
Well, it set a precedent in as much as the court has basically ruled the ED cannot proceed in the absence of a predicate offence. Just let me explain it to you. If you have committed a crime, and then you have the proceeds of crime which you have laundered, that is when the ED comes in a money laundering case. There has to be the underlying crime. Now, is there an underlying crime? What do you base it on? On the fact that Mr. Subramaniam Swamy has made a complaint. That I can make a complaint against you. Does that make it a crime? There, a court would have to finally rule upon the complaint before the ED could then proceed. That has not happened. There is now a EOW second FIR which Adil spoke about. On that FIR, there may be other proceedings. There might be an investigation which is going on. So the court says, I will not get into it now. For the moment, you do not have an underlying predicate offense. Therefore, you have no ED case. Therefore, I am not taking cognizance of your ED complaint. That's precisely where the situation stands. If there is no foundation, you cannot build the superstructure of an ED case.
Okay. Okay. So then in that case, Neerja Chaudhary, is the Congress then right to claim vindication? You know, it was National Herald case has always been seen as like an albatross around the Congress leadership. With this kind of relief coming in from a Delhi court, how does it really play out in terms of narrative?
I think that's where the story lies. Who will be able to build the narrative in their favor? Clearly, the BJP is on the defensive on this one. And as I think it was Abhishek Manu Singhvi who pointed out that taking cognizance of a matter is a very basic level at which everything starts. So if the court hasn't taken cognizance of it, then it's a weak case is the argument he was making. Now, this does not mean that the court has given them a clean sheet. There, it's absolutely right. Will the ED continue with the investigation, with other aspects of the investigation and the case continue? Obviously, they will continue. And if it is a technicality, then the technicality will be corrected. And so all that we need to do. But the more important question is that the Gandhi family, Rahul Gandhi and Sonia and Gandhi, have got relief from the court in the National Herald case where they were charged of money laundering, a very serious offense. And that is the narrative, that is the political benefit. It's good news for the Congress party and the Gandhi family after a very, very long time. Now, much will depend on how they use this to put the BJP on the dock, on the, I won't say misuse because we don't know that, but certainly the selective use of the agencies against those who are opposed to the ruling dispensation. That we've seen over the years.
Okay.
And that people have noted also. So how does the Congress now build on that narrative?
You know, the fact is that the case has been ongoing for years. Adil, that is the question to you. Then how is the Congress really viewing this from the point of going beyond political optics?
Maria, I need to first dispel a misconception which Honorable Neerja ji had alluded to. The courts don't give clean chits. The court either takes cognizance and issues summons, or the court rejects taking cognizance. Rejection of taking cognizance means that the prosecution has not even been able to surpass or meet the first threshold of a prima facie case. In other words, if a court of law rejects cognizance, the court is essentially saying you do not even meet the first parameter of a prima facie case. This is point number one. Point number two, let me take a deep dive into the merits of the allegations. Young Indian, and this is very important for the benefit of your viewers, Young Indian is a Section 25 company. What is a Section 25 company? A Section 25 company means that no shareholder can receive any remuneration or dividend. In other words, if Maria Shakil and Adil Boparai tomorrow become a director or a shareholder of a Section 25 company, Maria, you and I will not get a single penny because it is for a not-for-profit purpose. Number two. Number three, finally, the BJP's witch hunt has come to an end. Of course, we are certain the BJP is driven by this politics of vendetta that they will not stop. But today we are grateful, truth has prevailed, and this is actually a slap on the face of all those who propound the politics of vendetta in this country.
Okay, so then in that case, does the BJP see this as some kind of temporary setback? Because this narrative of corruption against the top leadership of the Congress has been something that you have been using relentlessly for all these years. RP Singh.
Maria, whereas court told us or told the government or told the ED agency or told any other agency to stop investigation? Nowhere. The investigation is still on. So I don't understand what are they jumping on and why is Nirja supporting them? Fact is that how can you own a company? The man was saying that Adil Boparai, a very senior lawyer also, was saying that the company is a non-profitable company or probably will not make any money will go to any owners.
RP Singh, there is a problem with your audio. You'll have to fix that because I think there is a call that is coming. So you'll please disconnect that and continue with your answer.
Maria, can you hear me now?
Okay. Yes, please. This is better. Okay.
How can you own a
okay, Sanjay Hegde. Sanjay Hegde, many would say that the process in itself is a punishment in ED cases.
Absolutely. Because the process also means that if the ED were to pick you up and put you in jail, then it would be very difficult for any court to grant you bail because the twin conditions would have to be met. Therefore, the threat of an ED raid and an arrest always is a very huge sword. You have had several politicians in several other parties saying, oh, we have to go over to the other side because otherwise the ED will raid us and we cannot sleep. So today, as of today, the threat of ED action in the National Herald case no longer exists for the moment. Yes, Mr. RP Singh is right. Investigations will go on if in the predicate case, which is in the underlying case, then there happens to be a charge sheet or it gets to the charge sheet stage. Maybe the ED can then file a fresh complaint. That's a different thing. But that's much in the future. For the moment, the ED has been defanged in this case.
Okay, so ED has been defanged, but the charge which has been placed against, yes, sir, yes, the charge against the BJP has been of misuse of government agencies, almost using it against your opposition parties. For so many years that you have been in power under Prime Minister Modi, that is one charge which has been repeatedly used against you, RP Singh. But with this kind of relief coming in for the Gandhis, doesn't it also mean that this bogey of corruption, which was raised repeatedly, doesn't really hold anymore?
Maria, first let's understand this case started way back in January 2013 when UPA, Mrs. Gandhi was running the regime. One. Secondly, again, Mr. Hegde also said that case is not over, the investigation is not over. Thirdly, can you tell me one instance where without spending a penny from your pocket you own a company of 2,000 crore rupees, although it might be a non-profitable company, but still the owners of the company are Sonia Gandhi and Rahul Gandhi. And how did that money came in? That 1 crore rupees was routed through from some company named Dotex in Calcutta and rerouted to Young India, and Young India out of that 1 crore rupees gave 50 lakh rupees to own asset worth 2,000 crore rupees. And also, if there are asset worth 2,000 crore rupees and the loan was something like 90 crore rupees, they could have sold the loan, the asset of 90 crore rupees and still made 1,900 crore rupees for that company. You know, this is all, we all know this is all a fraud being played. It's matter of time. वो कहते हैं ना कब तक खैर मनाएगी, कब तक ये लोग खैर मनाएं, क्योंकि it is ultimately the investigation which will lead to this, and there is a good case in this.
But the point
Mr.
that has been made by the lawyer on this show, Sanjay Hegde, you are saying that it's a matter of time. All right, all that is fine. But what has been said by Sanjay Hegde becomes important, that the entire ED case has been perhaps defanged. Before I give in the last word to Neerja Chaudhary on the show tonight, Adil, please go ahead. 30 seconds to you.
Maria, this is a testament to BJP's vendetta politics. Of course, they went after our leadership, but the BJP misuse agencies not just against the Congress, but against every opposition political party. They use the pressure, they use this as a sword to either poach MLAs, to destabilize governments, to get people on their side, or at times even to pressurize business people so that they can perhaps hold parlays with the Ambanis and the Adanis. There are instances with relation to that also. But today, this is historic because a special court, a court of law, a competent court of jurisdiction has rejected the ED complaint on the ground that it does not even meet the prima facie test. I think the BJP has a lot of soul searching to do, and they should stop this politics of vendetta forthwith.
Okay. What does it do to the public perception?
Can I make a point, please?
And almost, yes, 30 seconds, and then Neerja. Go ahead, RP Singh.
Well, I have simply one thing to say. Please tell us, is the case being quashed by the court or not? If not, then the case is still on. And there is no vendetta in this. In fact, as I told you, please tell me one person who can own a company worth 2,000 crore rupees without spending a penny from their pocket. And thank you for acknowledging the courts today, because this party has been showing the
all that
to
is
the court, saying
narrative.
that,
That's in a battle in public court. In the public court, what does it do now to the perception around the Gandhis? Neerja.
I think you may be right. You see the word you used, the case has been, ED case has been defanged, diluted, even though it will continue. But political level, you know, the question mark in people's mind about National Herald, kya ghapla hua isme, now will get diluted also. The perception will be that the court has found no cognizance, and that does make a difference. But as I said earlier, much will depend on how the Congress party shapes this narrative.
Okay. What does the Congress party do from here onwards becomes important now, although they have taken to the streets, just as there were protests inside Sansad as well, because the winter session of Parliament is on. Adil Singh Boparai, RP Singh, Neerja Chaudhary and Sanjay Hegde, really appreciate your time. Thank you for joining us on this edition of NewsTrack. Thanks so much for watching.